Hi, everyone. It's Salman Qureshi. You're listening to the Expat Brat podcast. Welcome back, guys. I hope you are all recovering from your wonderful Eid holidays last week. Was it a week ago? I don't know where the time flies. And have got back into your workplaces because it's so exciting to go into a desk job and spend your time from 9 to 5, or it's 8 to 5 in this country. 8 to 5. You know, I didn't even understand that song, working 9 to 5, because because you have to do 8 to 5 here. It includes a lunch hour at most places, but I figure, man, people work here too long, too early, and no wonder everyone's just like stressed about things, right? They gotta reduce work hours for everybody here. Anywho, now that you guys are all back at your desk jobs, going in your cars, is great for podcasters like us because, hey, you need some kind of entertainment on the way back. If you were sitting at home, would you care to listen, right? Think about it. If you could travel by cycle, with a bicycle or the metro easily, would you buy a car? Think about the damage to the economy, you selfish, green earth loving. Ugh, I'm not even going to finish that sentence off. That's right. Okay? We need to keep this stuff going. Keep it running. So you got to be in the rat race. We don't want people stepping out of the rat race too much. Okay? All right. Nice. Who's going to buy entertainment if their lives are entertaining enough? Oh, dear. Am I on to something? Who knows? Welcome. And it's... what are we talking about this episode, man? Everyone's going on summer holidays, and I think I've hit upon the secret for a country, a very simple thing for countries to turn their wonderful nations into tourist attracting scums. Scums? Not scum. Scums is a person, I guess. What was that European country where, when COVID hit, they were just really glad, the locals were just really glad the tourists were not coming in anymore, because they were like, wow, the air's cleaner, there's less congestion, we don't have to take crap from these crappy tourists. Probably destroyed their economy, but a lot of the local population was quite happy. Was it Venice? I'm not sure. I'd look it up, but I'm lazy. Anyway, the point is, tourism does help a lot, because you want the people coming in who are going to spend money. I don't care about the hitchhiker gang, right? There's no point advertising just beautiful mountains and stuff, because that's the crowd it'll attract. And then, what are you really getting out of it, right? These guys will come in, spread some joy and love. We want the dollar. Okay, we want people coming in, spending big money. So here's the thing. I chanced upon this. I came up with this, or I realized this because I'm planning to travel to Algeria in September, October for some work. And so out of curiosity, I looked up online. I was like, what are the top 10 things to do in Algeria, or top places to see? And after as I went down the list, after number 3, everything else just seemed like they had put that in to complete the top 10, right? It was really bad. It was and I'm not trying to shit on Algeria. I'm talking about in general. There are loads of countries who just don't do it right. Yeah. So after the first couple of great stuff, it trickled down to, I don't know, we have a mountain, we have a river that's blue, there's a chair at the local cinema, 4B, it's cleaner than the others, you could see they're grasping at straws by that point. And it made me go, hey, that's a nice first. If you're looking to tour around, visit countries, then you gotta find. Then this is like the test. What do they call it? It's a test, all right? It's a test. If a country doesn't have a top 10 good list, then you know how bad it'll be when you actually get there. So don't put it on your things to see, countries to visit list. All right. So, but vice versa, when I think about it, I'm like, look, that's all countries need to do. They need to have, here's the thing, they need to have 10 places, 10 things on their list that really make people go, yeah, I want to see this. All right. Just 10. All right. I don't think that's too hard to do. Just 10 marvels. Dress it up. Ideally, 5 of them should be something in one of your main cities that you're trying to turn into the tourist hub, because then you can have like a little bit of shopping malls, bars, restaurants, clubs, whatever that will suck up their money. You know, we want to suck them dry when they come in. We want to give them a good time, but before they leave, we've got them maxed out. All right, just spend their credit card, overdraft that shit, and your country will do well then. All right, so 10 things like that you need to come up with. All right, something that'll attract, and really look at that list, show it to a few of your friends around, and if you really, it's like from a neutral ground point of view, just go, would that make people go? Because here's what I'm thinking, right? It's got to be, think Instagrammable. All right. So everyone going there to a place wants to take a picture. And this isn't something new. All right. I'm not coming out. Instagrammable is just a new word for it. Back in my day, they called it showing off. Okay. It was showing off about where you went and what you got to do, and that your sucky neighbor couldn't do it. Your relatives were too poor to travel, but you got to do it. All right. So you feel we've always suffered. Humanity suffers from a lack of self-esteem. Let's feed on it, people. Let's milk it. All right. So now we call it Instagrammable. So you got to give them stuff that they'll go, I want to come in, take a picture next to it, or tell my friends that I experienced this thing, right? It's got to be a showing off thing. So that's your aim. Create those 10 things that do it for you. And that's the other side, right? So countries, if you come up with that list, I guarantee your tourism will go up. Look at me. I'm offering governments free advice that's going to change your nation. All right. I should get paid for this. I should be hired as your Ministry of Tourism. But now that I've given my great idea away, maybe it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Shit. I just realized that. Anyway, it's out there, and that's all you got to do. And once you've come up with that, your country will shine, and you'll have people flocking to it and going, "Oh my God, look at me! I took a picture next to a tall building. Woohoo! Wow, it's a marvel." I don't know. In my mind, tourists talk like that. Okay, so we're going with that. Okay, all right. Don't judge my acting skills. And I say that, but I bet none of these guys in government, that's the problem, right? There are too many old people at the top in governments in too many countries who just don't want to get on with the plan, don't get the hint Mother Nature's giving them that, hey, look, I've grayed up your hair. You can't, it takes you 15 seconds to get out of the car and straighten your back up. You ever see older people, unfit people? I'm including myself. I kind of experience this myself. That's why I know this. We get out of the car, and then as we're walking, we're straightening our back up. It's not like a straight, fit people, young people just get out and back straight. We kind of walk out, and then we slowly arc the back up, slowly with each step until we're erect. So it looks like the evolution of humanity. We get out of the car like Neanderthals. Not Ninja Turtles, that's what it sounds like what I said. And we walk till we're like completely a proper human being, but just a dying one because we're older. Yeah, that's what you want to do. And yeah, so these guys are sitting, not giving up their spaces in the government, and here we are because they won't take up great ideas like the ones I'm giving them, do the obvious stuff, and get going. All right. I'm talking a lot about age because it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you very much for the wishes. I did get a lot, and social media really is a great way to make yourself feel better. And I see one of the things. So I spent my birthday with my family and friends, and that was great. The day before, I went to the doctor's. All right, not out of any emergency or anything. I decided, look, I'm like a aging car. I better have regular servicing done. So I went in for my knee. My last year, my right knee was off, and I actually needed an operation. It was a meniscus tear. Um, it's just so horrible. And I at one point I was like, I'm never recover from this. But the last few months have been good. Now my left knee's giving me trouble. So I got it. I went in. I got it checked. I had a couple of different checkups, by the way, just so you know. And it turns out this is what I was feeling. It's like a little dislocation, and so I've got a few meds. Hopefully, it'll be sorted with physiotherapy. But just it's just my body falling apart is really annoying to me because that's the bit that makes me feel older. In my mind, I'm still 18, even by, if you ask my wife, probably by my habits as well, right? So, so I'm so alive up here in my brain, and then my body's just like slobbering over and dying. And I'm just like, stop doing that, So my left knee, this dislocation thing is a problem, and possibly a meniscus tear, but I'll find out when an MRI gets approved, and we'll figure this out. But one thing with aging that I've become smart about is just proactively go, man. I was so terrible about doing checkups and going to a doctor and stuff. Now I'm just like, oops, little twitch, better go to see a doctor. And I feel better about it. So that's happening. And then I went and got myself checked for LASIK surgery. Now I wear glasses, and one of my problems are my right eye is actually pretty much normal, slight number, and then my left eye is weak, and it's my lazy eye. If you don't know what a lazy eye is, it's basically your eye acting like a teenager, like, why should I throw out the garbage? I don't want to do that, So my left eye just sits there. I'm kind of one-eyed, I suppose, in a way, although I don't know how it works. Basically, my left eye just let me down, all right? My mom tried to get it fixed when I was younger, and I just fought off any attempts, and I'd run away, and she gave up eventually. She had 4 other kids to worry about. I don't blame her. And she just went, you'll have to do with that good eye, all right? And so too late to completely repair it. I'll never get 20/20 vision, but as we know from the year 2020, it was overrated, which made me a little sad about the thought. But I was like, hey, I'll have improved vision. I'll get to get rid of my glasses. You know what? The 2 things I particularly hate about wearing glasses are these. A, when you've got a kid, they go through this phase where they just want to pull it off, all right? So they break it. It's such an extra cost to you, right? I think my kid almost mocks me because sometimes he takes it and he puts it on and he walks around with this like expression on his face like he's imitating me. It's just like a mocking impression of me, and really smug. And if I wasn't laughing at it so hard, I'd smack him, But he's so cute doing it, and I have to like fight off my glasses back from him. The second problem is when you live in a country like Dubai, it's so hot and humid in the summer. Like, you go through this phase of a few months where you get out of your air-conditioned nice car, and the smog just hits your glasses and you're blinded within like a second, right? It's so quick. Like, it's the equivalent of Flash, right? Like the superhero. It's there, and you just turn blind and you look like an idiot, right? And you have to just, I don't know, live with it. I'm sick of it. All right, so I'm hoping. I was hoping that this time they'll fix it. And there were a couple of good things, because when I went 10, 15 years ago, one of my doctors at that time was just like, no, look, it won't do much for you. Don't do it. I don't know if it's the technology that's changed or this current doctor just wants to make money. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy to go along. All right. And so I got myself checked up. And one good news that came out was apparently my doctor was like, why have these guys been giving you these glasses with your left eye just giving up on you? And I know she's like, it's not going to be 100%, but it has a lot more scope than it shows on your glasses. So I've basically been kind of misdiagnosed for a while, which is cool to know now, but also makes me angry about. She was like, basically, they was just a bit lazy about trying to get to the right number with it. And I saw better, and I was like, wow, it's a miracle, because she was, they put the funny glasses on you where they keep changing the lenses. It always makes you feel like a James Bond villain or something, and then go, can you see any better? Huh? Can you? I feel bad. When I was a kid, I couldn't tell. I'd just be like, yeah, that looks like a 2. Yeah, that also looks like a 2. I don't know. It looks a little smaller. That one looks like a little more blurred. I can't tell the difference between the last 3 you just put in. And so you just get fixed with that, and they think you can't do much more than that. Anyway, so I go through that, and she sits me down. She's like, look, your left eye will be improved a lot, and your right eye's pretty good as it is. And the only reason I have to wear glasses with a number on my right eye is to apparently to keep my perspective correct. Because if they just put a lens on my left eye, it would throw me off balance. She described it as, what'd she say? She said it would be like you're walking on heels with one heel higher than the other, and that's how you'd see everything. And I was like, that sounds kind of fun and trippy. It would have been cool to do it sometimes, right? Just walk around. If I'd known that, I probably would have tried that at some point. I'm like, I don't need your drugs. I'm just going to put this lens on my left eye and woo! Woohoo! Right? Just be excited about it. So there you go. So now I'm getting LASIK done. It's the day after tomorrow. No more glasses. I'm paving the way in my family. Not too many people have done it. I don't know why. It's like such a simple, easy process now. It's really affordable as well. I was shocked at how cheap it is at a really good hospital too. So I don't know. I don't know what the discount is. There's a summer discount or something going on. I have no idea. So I'm going to do that. It sounds exciting. You know what was not exciting? This is going to get me into a little bit of trouble, but I have to say it, all right? I was coming back. I took an Uber back and forth because I wasn't sure. Today they were going to put some things in my eyes, like diluted. Is it diluting? I don't know what it is. They put something up to test it better. And so I was a little worried that on the drive back I might kill people because I can't see them. And that's never good. Never good. It's so much trouble for you because you have to, go to your insurance, have it covered, and, apologize to the family of the deceased. It's just too much trouble. So I took an Uber. And I felt car sick on the way out, on the way back. And I'm trying to think, what was it? And I realized it was the smell, man. It just smelled really bad. I was kind of surprised. I never complain on the app. I'm not doing this. I know how people react when you bring this crap up. People go, but have you seen their lives? They have a tough job, and they're driving around all the time, and they have to deal with crap, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, that just sounds like everyone else in this world right now. All right? Everyone has shit going on. So while I sympathize with their problems, just smelled better, man. Just smelled better. I felt so sick I wanted to puke, okay? So you gotta allow making fun or talking about something without everyone getting up in arms about it. Just because I made fun of that one aspect doesn't mean I don't feel for him, all right? So yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that. About why I brought it up. It just bugged me today. And because it made me feel sick, I was just like, oh, come on. You got to find a middle ground. We should be allowed to create. There's got to be a way for them to drive all day. Hey, treat them like humans. I'm not the one doing it. I pay my full price and I treat them nicely. Well, I speak to them nicely. So, I'm doing my bit. What more do you want me to pay them their wages as well directly so they can live a better life? It's those companies that are screwing them up in the first place. So, but yeah, like, give them some. Maybe I should just start carrying deodorants around. I don't know, just pass them on to these guys and go, hey, listen, you're working in the heat. I know the car's air conditioned, but yeah, just use this stuff, man. Maybe that's the route to go. Now, great. Now I have to be that creepy guy carrying deodorants around, going, hey, you want some of this stuff? It's good for you. Sniff it. All right. Oh, that's terrible. So terrible. Yeah, so I did celebrate my birthday, and I forgot about, like, one of the things I I think, I try to tell my friends most every year, remind them, like, don't get me gifts. I just feel embarrassed at this age now, And also, I've always just never really celebrated because it falls in the middle of July. All my friends used to leave on their holidays, okay? So I'm not used to it. Kind of almost feels embarrassing, but I was also glad because I got to spend it with very close friends, and I'm happy with that. But when I did get the gifts, I was like, hey, these are pretty cool. I got a perfume off, a cologne, a really nice one off a friend. One of my favorite closest friends, Rami and Kylie, they got me this mini arcade that's so kick-ass. Like I'm gonna play it with my son, so that was very cool. It's just like a mini size arcade. Like it's the size of, maybe it's like 2 feet, less than 2 feet. It's not 2 feet. It's like a foot and a half long. And yeah, and it's got loads of games. I haven't kicked it into gear yet. Tomorrow is the day we play. Another friend, Ehsan, and his family, they gave me a couple of books that I really wanted. I'm really glad it's a set. It's that guy, man, Yuval. I think that's how his name is pronounced. So I read his first book, Sapiens. I listened to it on the audio because I just didn't have time to sit down and read it. They're really fat. They're those fat books you look at and you go, either I'm going to go through these or this will become a tripod when I don't have one. When I'm filming. All right. So it's that big. Are they going to balance the table? No, they're too big. Maybe I stand on them as platform shoes to look taller. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to reading them through the summer. His second book's out. The first one was pretty cool. As soon as I told another friend, Kieran, he sent me this link about how people have criticized some of the facts in it. So now I'm going to have to read that too. All right. And I'm going to have to make up my mind. Regardless, it was a fun book. I think I will enjoy reading it because, I love audio, and I feel like if audiobooks weren't around, the option, I wouldn't get through so many books as I can because I spend more time on the road sometimes, right? And but it's one of those books where you're like, I want to underline this, I want to look this up later, and mark it. I know you can do it on Audible, which I use, but it's just different with a book and pen. I'm old-fashioned that way. And his second book looks interesting. I don't think it's got as great reviews, but it'll still be interesting to read and see what's in there. Those were nice gifts, and my another great gift from Rushdie. Rushdie, my man Rushdie, who I do Sal and Rushdie do the podcast and a lot of other gigs and stuff. So he got him and his girl Marie got me and my wife Sarah a spa pass. Awesome. I'm just reading off stuff to show off about. I just literally said, gigs. I'm embarrassed about gifts and stuff, and now I'm rattling off about how cool my gifts were. I think I just wanted to give my friends a shout out and thank them in public for them being so kind and wonderful and loving, right? So this part was very personal. It was nice, but I have to say the best gift I got was from my mom. She called me up, and I was really sad about not spending it with her this time around. I've missed the last couple of birthdays with her, and I was just, I kind of passed a remark. I was like, hey, I'm getting older, yeah. And she said two things that were really cute. First, she's always said that. She's like, listen, you'll always be young and a baby for me. And I get it now with my own kid. I'm like, yeah, he's always going to be this age in my head. And it feels nice for your mom to say that. And then she said something nice that I think is a nice little lesson for all of us. She said, we're not just celebrating you completing this many years on earth. It's also marking and creating hope for the coming year of your life. And it kind of feels better than doing a stupid New Year's Eve with everybody else, but mark it from your own birthday to your next birthday, and just, I am hopeful about it, and she wished me well, and that was very touching, and I love my mom for that. Really brought my birthday together really well. That's what I've been up to, guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm gonna stop there. That's a nice little note on my mommy and daddy, who both love me so much, and wished me, and that was the best part of it. And I'm gonna say bye here. Make sure, guys, you leave a comment or share the episode. Show me some love, especially birthday love. That's your gift to me. I'm asking for it up front. And have a great week ahead. I'll catch you guys again. Take care. Bye. Or as a dog would say, woof.